Write an equation of a parabola with focus at 0, -2 and directrix at y equals 2. So first thing I'm going to do is plot my focus and my directrix. Focus at 0, -2 is down here. I'm going to label it with an F. Directrix is at y equals 2, so I cross through my y-axis at 2. That's my directrix. I'll label it with a D. Okay, so now we need to find the vertex, direction, axis of symmetry, and the p-value, and then the equation. So my vertex I know is halfway in between the focus and directrix. So that would place my focus right here at the origin. I'll label it with a V. So my coordinates for the vertex are 0, 0. Now I can draw a general shape of my parabola. So my direction is going to be if I open up, down, left, or right. So I know that I need to go around the focus. Never, ever, ever draw your parabola through the directrix. All right, you can kind of think about this as like a boundary line. Never cross the directrix. So that means I will be opening this parabola down around the focus. I'm not really sure how wide it's supposed to be just with this information, so you can just draw it kind of in general. So my direction, it opens down. My axis of symmetry, I know that that goes through the vertex, and it's always going to be perpendicular to the directrix. So I can draw a dashed line to represent my axis of symmetry. So your axis of symmetry is also always going to pass through the vertex and the focus. The equation for that line, it's crossing the y-axis, it is the y-axis. So the equation for that is x equals 0, because anywhere on the y-axis, x is 0. My last thing over here is my p-value. P is the distance from the vertex to the directrix or from the vertex to the focus. Doesn't matter which way you're going to count, just count it out. So let's see. It's 1, 2 or 1, 2. Doesn't matter which way you look at it, it's still going to be 2 because the vertex is always equidistant between the focus and directrix. But my p value also has a sign, so I need to determine whether it's going to be positive or negative. And I can determine that based on the direction of my parabola. This one opens down. We know that parabolas that open down have a negative a value, and p is a part of that a value. So my p is -2. Alright, I'm ready to write my equation. So in order to write my equation, I need to know what form I need to use. Should I use the y equals or the x equals? Well, if your parabola opens up or down, you should be using the y equals version. So it's y equals 1 over 4p, parentheses, and then here's where it looks just like the vertex form, x minus h squared plus k. So I need to fill in the information that I know. I know my p-value is -2, and my hk is my vertex. Let me label that up here. All right, so y equals 1 over 4, replace p with -2, x minus h is 0, squared plus k, which is also 0. I'm mostly done. I just need to clean this up a little bit. One thing I can do is I can multiply my denominator of 4 and -2. That would be -8. The negative you can put on the bottom, you can put on the top, or you can put in front of the fraction. It doesn't make any difference. Just be sure that there's a negative somewhere in that fraction. And then these zeros, honestly, those are just extra. I don't really need them. So I could actually just write my equation as -1 over 8 x squared. Right? So if you have extra stuff, just get rid of it. If you have something like a double negative, change it to a positive. You know, if your k value is negative, you don't have to put plus negative. You can just put minus. And then multiply 4 times whatever your p value is, and that's basically it. So this is my equation.